everyone, Pushinguproses here, and welcome to a very somewhat special episode of this review. You may recall that a long time ago, as in 5 years ago, I reviewed this game, the DOS version of Jurassic Park. Then it got wiped in the Great Blip Purge. Whatever, that video sucked anyway. Because I love you guys so platonically, I'm remaking this review, and it's gonna be more angsty than a prepubescent teenager who just discovered Green Day because it was playing in a Hot Topic. You may remember the SNES version of Jurassic Park, which is extremely similar, just with some different graphics and mechanics, but a lot of the same level design and premise, and there was also a port for the Amiga, but I grew up on the DOS version. The shitty DOS version. You could swap out this game for a single piece of dehydrated turd, and I would not know the difference. I was somehow under the impression that I liked this game, but since replaying it, I have realized that nostalgia had tricked me. The game was developed and published by Ocean, who are known to have had their hands in many licensed titles over the years. They're similar to Capstone in that way, except Ocean seemed to have more successes. This game is not one of them. Here's the intro. I hope you didn't blink, because that's all you get. That is the whole intro. You then get thrown into the game as Dr. Grant, I guess. Honestly, this character could be anyone design-wise, but in the game, it's supposed to be him. You start with a lightning gun, but you can upgrade to a real gun if you find bullets lying around. They look like cherries. Your first objective is to find Tim and Lex, who are lost somewhere in the park. Even though the game doesn't blatantly give you objectives, every now and then you can learn them by accessing these terminals. If you can tolerate getting through all the beeps and boops, you can also view a level map. Wow, what a great map! Said no one. To find Tim, you just wander around the map, which is huge. He spawns somewhere randomly when you begin, so sometimes I got lucky and found Tim right away, while other times I searched for upwards of 20 minutes trying to avoid these annoying dinosaurs and these awful bugs who are impossible to fucking shoot. The enemies in this game are relentless, and this is only the first level. Also, I know this is supposed to be a scarf that Tim is wearing, but it looks like he suffered a massive nosebleed. Lex is lost in a tunnel, and this, my friends, this is the worst sewer level you will ever see. Like the other maps, it's huge, and the puzzle is to move this crate through this murky water, which is infested with sea monsters who will own you at the drop of a hat, find Lex who has hurt her foot, get her on the crate, then push her to the entrance, all while avoiding what I like to call tiny dactyls. Hold me closer, tiny dactyl. This took hours, I'm not kidding you. On top of getting owned by this sea beast, my box kept getting stuck. Really stuck. Are you seeing this? Are you seeing how much I cannot move this crate? What? After you manage to save them, Tim and Lex get lost again. What the fuck? I just had them with me. How are they lost again? I hate kids. In this level, you have to collect berries. I know, it's what you've always wanted in a Jurassic Park game. Exploring an unnecessarily large map, collecting berries so you can fill the berry meter. I'll tell you something. This game is very stupid. Barely a game. Anyway, the reason you're collecting berries is to distract a Triceratops from murdering you. I got past it, then got owned by another one, then lost all desire to try again. This is as complex as the puzzles get. The rest of the levels are a lot of the same. Here's one where you're rafting among mutant dolphins. Here's one that looks like some kind of castle. Here's one with a neat-looking Brachiosaurus. Oh, I think he's trying to communicate. Let's listen closely.
Ted!
Beautiful. Here's one where the enemies are so overwhelming, I didn't even care to shoot them. There are so many of them with so few health packs, and my patience was spread thin. I don't think I can take much more of this. Oh my god, what the fuck just happened? What?
You just got T-Rexed!
Well, I was not expecting that. This part was rough to figure out, mostly because of the amount of enemies everywhere, and the fact that you had to push this barrel into the path before even getting to the T-Rex, something I have no idea how I would have figured out in the first place, and even then, I missed and got stuck. Oh god, I give up. Just set me on fire. Wow, and I still got eaten. Beautiful. Please feast on my burning corpse. The first several levels are basically action-adventure, but the last half of the game goes into these weird, janky Doom-like levels. Suddenly, for no rhyme or reason, it becomes an FPS, and it is bad. Here's a level with no dinosaurs whatsoever. You just have to navigate it to get through this tunnel. Riveting. Here's a tunnel with omnipresent sprites of some of the Jurassic Park characters. No matter where I go, they are watching me. Watching me with their soulless blank eyes and their sunscreened noses. These 3D levels are just as obnoxious as the action-adventure levels. Too easy to die, too few health packs, and what exactly am I looking at here? What is this thing? Is this the theater from the movie? And this disorienting checkered floor, it's like a shitty funhouse where nobody actually has fun because funhouses are inherently stupid. We all know it, that's what it's like. The game is also quite glitchy, everything ranging from the Triceratops who fly across the screen, and raptors who get stuck in elevator doors. I would make a clever girl joke for this, but well, yeah. Also, where's Dr. Malcolm? Where's the Goldblum? He doesn't get a shitty low-res sprite? Offense! I demand more shirtless Jeff Goldblums on my desktop. I mean in the game. It does have some strong points. The animations and level design aren't too bad, but I did get tired of looking at the same gigantic maps riddled with droves of enemies. It does also try to make an effort to follow the movie adaptation story, which you can get snippets of from these terminals. It makes mention of Dennis Nedry and the stolen embryos, it takes you through some of the settings and mentions the power outage and having to turn it back on. There's this gate, I guess. It also kind of feels good to be walking around with all these different kind of dinosaurs. I mean, that's the magic of the Jurassic Park story in the first place, to interact with these ancient creatures. I certainly like the premise of this game, and sometimes it does feel slightly whimsical, but then I get overwhelmed by enemies and quickly lose interest. I took a quick look at the Amiga version, and it looks way more tolerable. It looks like there are far fewer enemies if you compare this stampede scene. But neither port is great, and Jurassic Park is one of my favorite movies of all time, so I really wanted to like this game, but man, not rewarding, not even fun. It just makes me want to have fun. And when you beat the game, you get this scene. That's it. That's all you get for beating this. It's at least an improvement from the intro, but let's be honest, it doesn't take much.
Ted!
There's only one thing I can say about this game.
That is one big pile of shit.
Aw yeah, even though I wouldn't omit that line, it describes this game perfectly. So my advice to you is this. If you're looking for a fun Jurassic Park game, look elsewhere. This one is full of shame and regret. Life did not find a way with this one, my friends. It did not find a way. Hey everyone, thanks for watching my review of the DOS port of Jurassic Park. I hope you enjoyed my frustrations. How about we wash our hands of this game with a review of something better? Click the annotation above to see my previous video on Jones in the Fast Lane. Check me out on my social media pages, I post bird gifs there, and if you're rich, please support my Patreon campaign. Thanks again, and I'll see you guys in the next one.